Welcome, quilters! I have a new tool for you. It is a inside S shape. When we go around an S shape like this, or even like this, and we're creating the whole design, we're not going to get a point out here. You take a round foot around any point and you will never get a point. In order to get a point, we have to move to the inside. So this tool is nested and is going to give you two tools. But let's first show you what's going to happen when we go around the outside of this mini S shape. So we're going to go around the S shape, staying against the template, but now you can see how I do not have a point on my S shape. It is a rounded edge. You can see that you do not have points here. Well, if you want points, such as this lovely pinwheel we've made with the inside S, you need to actually be on the inside. That's the only way you're going to get points. So, let's check out the inside of this template and see how we get points. Now, for all you long armers, here's your access point. For all of the people who are on home machines, you can raise and lower your foot. So I have my tape on and I have got my inside S inside of the one we just stitched. And it's because I come to a stop and change my direction, that is how I get points on my S shape. So now you can see the difference. This is the inside S shape, this one right here, and this one was done on the outside right here. Now let's play and see what else we can do with this. Let's start with borders first. And I'm going to start with the inside piece. I'm going to line up the line that's going through the center of this tool. Start up at the top, and I'm going to stitch one complete S shape and then half again, because I want this to be continuous line. And really, when you start talking about these type of curves, getting them all to match up is a little bit challenging. So I found it was just easier to do one complete S shape and half again, just like I do my circles. So there's one and half again. I'm going to slide my template down, line up the tool. All right, so we're going to go down one side. When I get to the bottom, I'm going to reverse my direction. That's how I get a point in the tool, in the stitch design, up to the top and back down. Once I'm down there, I'm going to slide my template, line everything back up on the line, and repeat. Slide my template. All right, so I'm at the end. I won't get another one in here, so I'm just going to stop it right here. And you see a lovely design. Now, you could have the option, if you wanted to, of backtracking each direction, but I find it easier just to go along one, and it seems fine for my personal taste. Now, let's take a look at the larger size. So when we go to do the larger size, you're going to turn your access point around so you have a nice smooth S shape. Now this one is much larger. Again, it has lines for lining up. Now, due to the size of this tool, I have a tendency to turn it on its side so that I have a flat edge underneath my flat table underneath my tool to make it easier to line up. Again, we're going to start up at the top. And back down. Now, as I said, I normally just go along the same edge, but you could go back down along the other edge so that your double stitching is on either side of center line. So now you can see the size difference between the inside and the outer piece of your inside S. Now there's one more border design I'd like to show you. For that, I'm going to go back to my little guy. So when I do that, you turn your inside piece here, your finishing piece, access point, back around. So we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to get a whole line down. All right, I'm not going to fit another one in here, so here's where I'm going to stop. What I'm going to do is create an S shape going the other direction. Now you can't just turn this around. This S shape is symmetrical. So to create an opposite S going back up, I'm going to have to turn my template over. When I do that, I've got fabric gripping action on the back, but we can't put it on the top. So I'm going to take my tape off, turn it upside down, tape it on that side, and using my favorite grippy, I'm going to spray the top so that I now have grippy action on the front. Don't use too much, you don't need a lot, a little goes a long way. So now my tool is grippy on either side. So we're going to use it top side down. I'm going to line up my lines that are splitting the S shape in half. I'm going to re-put in my access point, and I'm going to stitch again. And here's the last one. And voila, a very lovely border design. So let's talk block designs. I've already taken my square and I have marked using my stencil here all 8 lines that I'm going to work on. And as you can see, I am checking, and oh lovely, my horizontal and my vertical lines aren't long enough. So for them, I'm going to have to move down to my smaller size. But looky there, my diagonals will work just fine. So I'm going to put the diagonal designs in first. So I am lining up my registration lines with the lines that are on my quilt. And I'm going to go up to the top and back down. I'm going to rotate to the next diagonal and go up and back down. Rotate to the third diagonal. And the fourth one. So, since it won't fit on the smaller ones, I'm just going to open up my access point in here and put in my second size. When you're playing with different nested templates, and if they don't have an access point, it might mean I would have to cut my threads. But thankfully this one does. There we go. So we hook it on, slip it in, turn my access point around. I'm going to place my small S's into the horizontal and the verticals. Here you see the S shape creating a block design using both sizes of the inside S. Note those points. You can use one side. This is the small. You see the amount of space it will take, and obviously the large would take a much, much bigger block. This is just a couple of things you can do with our inside S. We have 1/8 inch for the low shank. That's Singer, Viking, and Pfaff. We have 3/16 for some low shanks and some high shanks. I know that both Baby Lock low shank and some Jukis go 3/16. I think some Genomes as well. And of course we have 1/4 inch for the high shank home machines and the long arms. I hope to see lots of designs out of everybody, and happy quilting.